Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, hope you had a nice weekend so far. As we wrap up our Sunday, well, we saw those highs much lower than yesterday, right? We saw those 70s out there pretty widespread. A few 80s still filtered in, but a lot of us were in the upper 60s and lower 70s with clouds through the day. But that's just kind of the beginning of this cool down and this wetter trend coming in pretty much first thing tomorrow. Notice as we head through the first few days of the week, already we're seeing showers and thunderstorms pushing right on through, maybe breaking up a little Thursday and into the end of the week, but I think it's going to be a wet one coming up here. And of course, this low pressure system, that brings with it cooler air. This is one of the more substantial cool downs we've seen so far as these seasonal changes are concerned. So I definitely would suspect this pattern might start to kick up a little more as we head through the next couple of weeks. Although I do think high pressure takes over by next weekend and we warm back up. That's not before a couple inches of rain and cooler temperatures. First, let me show you the rainfall outlook. This is through Thursday, so really starting tomorrow, because that's when we see most of the rainfall come in into the end of the week. You'll notice Del Norte, Humboldt County as well. Yeah, a couple inches of rain, pretty widespread. We see an inch and a half as far east as Shasta County. A little less so, of course, out there towards Modoc County in the East Mountains, where we'll be talking quarter of an inch at most, but really more like a tenth of an inch for those areas out there. And of course, Redding down to Red Bluff, we could pick up maybe a half inch to 3/4 of an inch in the northern portions of the valley. A little less so as you head down the 99 corridor towards Chico and Willows, because you get in that drier pocket where the moisture kind of struggles some more. But, the usual suspects is what I'll call it for the best rain chances over the next few days. We'll probably see some thunder here as we head through tomorrow. Rain lasting through the midweek. Thursday is when it breaks up, though. Notice those 70s and even upper 60s as we head through Monday and Tuesday. That cool down is really substantial. Mount Shasta City, we're going to go from 70 to even near 50 by Wednesday. That's a pretty dramatic shift as far as those temperatures are concerned. Some thunder possible tomorrow. Again, though, breaking up by Thursday, so few steady days of shower chances persisting, especially as we head out towards the East Mountains. I think that does linger a little bit. You'll notice, by the way, that warm up a little bit. Still not quite as much as what we'll see today or what we saw yesterday, for example, but it is recovery upwards as far as those temperatures are concerned. As we head through Redding, Red Bluff, Chico, of course, Redding and Red Bluff, further north in the valley have those better shots. And a little further south, a little lower chances, right? So, either way you swing it, we're going to be cooler. Though lower 70s, maybe even upper 60s. I could easily see that happening, especially by Wednesday. I suspect 80s will return by next weekend, but in the meantime, I think we're going to have to be in this cooler pattern to get to that. But hey, you know what? I am excited for that. I love this more fall-like weather coming on in. Well, thanks for joining me this weekend, folks. Hope you had a nice one, and I'll see you soon.